Love can overcome obstacles like distance and age, and that was the case for this power couple. It seems that destiny plays a role in some relationships. The universe was practically throwing Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra together. After knowing each other for 2 years, having 3 dates, and being official for 2 months, Nick and Priyanka were engaged. Now they are happily married, and earlier this year they had a baby in secret. We have Twitter to thank for this love story. In 2016, Nick Jonas reached out to Priyanka Chopra via her DMs. "I'm hearing from a few mutual friends that we should meet," he wrote. Although most girls would swoon if the Disney star rolled through their direct messages, the Quantico actress kept her cool. She responded later in the day saying, "My team can read this. Why don't you just text me?" And just like that, their modern romance began. Well, kind of.
He DM'd me on Twitter saying, I've heard we should connect, and I've heard from common friends that we should meet. What do you think about that? I was like, just text me. Because I'd seen Close by then, and that's the only thing I saw, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
They continued to text for almost a year and later connected in person at an Oscars after party. Jonas couldn't contain himself when he met his future wife. He got down on one knee and said, "You're real. Where have you been all my life?" This may scare some people off, but Chopra found it rather endearing. Not long after that, they were seen on their first red carpet together, strictly as friends according to the actress. They both coincidentally showed up wearing Ralph Lauren at the 2017 Met Gala and just decided to go together. But, of course, she wanted more.
So I arrived at the Met Gala in a bus because the train was 20 feet long.
And was Nick Jonas driving the bus, or what is he doing? What's going on? Are you dating Nick Jonas? Isn't he like 11 years old?
We were both wearing Ralph Lauren, and we decided to go together because it was fun.
That night, they hung out for a couple of hours, and the actress invited the singer over to her apartment, even though her mom was home watching Law & Order in her nightgown. But the night didn't end with passion like she wanted. I patted her on the back before I left. There was no kiss. There was nothing. She's still upset about that. Her mom was in the house. I thought it was a respectful first night, Nick said. Who said chivalry was dead? Priyanka can pinpoint the moment she felt a shift. The pair were on a date and he said he loved the drive she had. This shocked the former Miss World because she had never had a man say that. It was usually the opposite, and men she dated in the past were intimidated by her ambition. He swept me off my feet. Once we started dating, I felt like I was being carried by a giant, unstoppable wave, she said. Jonas and Chopra didn't see each other for an entire year after their red carpet debut. Then their schedules lined up and Jonas invited Chopra to a live performance of Beauty and the Beast at the Chateau Marmont. She walks into the chateau and I feel an overwhelming sense of peace and understanding about the next chapter, he said. The next night, they went to the Dodgers game. The following morning, Jonas called his mother and said he was going to marry Chopra. This is date 3, Chopra says. Seems reasonable, right? The Jonas Brothers star kept to his word. Almost 2 years and 3 dates later, Nick proposed to Priyanka after just 2 months of officially dating. A few weeks before the proposal, Nick had to shut down the Tiffany & Company store in London to find the perfect $200,000 engagement ring. It was a family affair with the star's famous brothers, Kevin and Joe. As they got to the store, a crowd recognized them, which made it impossible for them to shop. So, an executive decision was made to close the store, so the trio could have some privacy. The proposal went down on Priyanka's 36th birthday in Crete. Nick got down on one knee, again, and asked his dream woman to be his wife. Her reaction wasn't exactly what he had imagined, though. I got down on one knee and said, "Will you make me the happiest man in the world and marry me?" It took about 45 seconds of silence. Then I said, "Now I'm going to put this ring on your finger unless you have any objections." He must have been sweating, waiting for the actress's response. She didn't expect the proposal at that point because they were only dating for 2 months, and they were just sporadically meeting for 2 years. There was a part of her that wanted something serious. She was taking a hiatus from dating. But there was always something about Nick. Of course, Chopra said yes. Although she was initially shocked, after she accepted, the pair stayed up until 8:30 in the morning, FaceTiming their families and friends. It was a shock to everyone that the engagement was so quick. Well, everyone except Priyanka's mom. The model's parents were married only 10 days after they met, so her mother joked, "It's in your genes." The wedding plans started immediately, and it started off with a traditional Roca engagement ceremony. The couple's parents attended the big event as it's tradition for the families to meet before the wedding.
Okay, so after we got engaged, we then went to India, to her home country and to Mumbai. And my parents came along and we did this beautiful Roka ceremony.
Jonas posted a picture of the event and captioned it, "Future Mrs. Jonas, my heart, my love." The duo wanted to blend wedding traditions from both of their cultures. They had a blast, planning the wedding with a mix of Indian and American customs. I love that our wedding was a religious mashup. We took beautiful traditions that we both grew up with and personalized them in a way that made sense for us, the actress said. In the days prior, the couple hosted a Mehndi ceremony, which featured a dance competition between the two families. The pair had a 3-day wedding celebration at a palace in India with over 200 guests.
What do you mean it's usually 1,000? Why wasn't it 1,000 then?
Because I think we just wanted to keep it super intimate about just family.
Super intimate, just 200 people.
They then went on to host 4 wedding receptions. It was an event that nearly put the royal wedding to shame. Walking out and seeing him standing at the altar for the first time with the sun behind him was something out of a fairy tale for me, Priyanka said. Not only that, but they also had 2 honeymoons. The duo went on a mini-moon in Oman because they didn't have time for a honeymoon. Then the couple had a proper honeymoon in the Caribbean almost a month after the wedding. But not everything is as easy as it seems for these two. They faced some pretty big obstacles. Nick has always dated women who are older because he sees them as more mature.
What do you like about older women?
They know what they want.
They know what they want. Wow. And do you know what you want? An older woman.
Clearly.
The actor has some quirks that you would expect from a much older person. And these attributes have his wife calling him Old Man Jonas. The world was extremely critical about their relationship because of the 10-year age gap. But the couple has been unfazed by it. Though Chopra did address the double standards for men and women. People gave us a lot of shit about that and still do. I find it really amazing when you flip it and the guy is older, no one cares, and actually people like it, she said. But there is one thing the duo are fazed by, and that is having a long-distance marriage. When 2 powerful celebrities come together, schedules are problematic. When Nick is touring for shows or being a judge on The Voice, his wife is shooting TV series and films. During the pandemic, it became increasingly difficult to navigate. He was in and out with his tour. We had to quarantine whenever we saw each other. That's not conducive to a production schedule because you don't have much time to be home. It was tricky, but we managed, Priyanka said.
Actually, quarantine has been very, very productive for both me and Nick.
Usually, the pair only see each other every 3 weeks, but the way they get through it is by prioritizing one another in everything they do.
I think we're kind of very supportive and we have a good thing going in that regard.
The model praises her husband for this. When he was working in London, he would drop everything for a day just to fly back and have dinner with her, and then he would fly out again. We fly to each other at least once a month for a couple of days. It was our rule when we got married. Otherwise, we never see each other. Our teams also had to get married, she said. Even though the duo were trying to figure all of this out, there was one thing the couple were sure of. They knew they wanted enough children to fill a cricket team. They started pivoting their careers with kids in mind as soon as they got married.
In everything that we do, you know, my brothers and I, Priyanka and I, everything we do, we think about, you know, the future and building something that becomes a part of a legacy in some way and a story we can share with our kids. And
in January 2022, Chopra revealed that they want children at some point. They're a big part of our desire for the future. By God's grace, when it happens, it happens. What no one knew at the time was that the couple was already expecting. Later that month, they announced they welcomed their first child, Malti Marie. We are overjoyed to confirm that we have welcomed a baby via surrogate. We respectfully ask for privacy during this special time as we focus on our family, they said. It was just in time for Mother's Day when their daughter came home. Nick made sure to dote on his wife for her first Mother's Day, saying, "Babe, you inspire me in every way, and you are taking this new role with such ease and steadiness. I am so grateful to be on this journey with you. You are already an incredible mother. Happy Mother's Day. I love you," he posted. Priyanka wrote back saying, "There is no one I'd rather do this with than you. Thank you for making me a mama. I love you." Enough, you two. The pair have spoken about the fact that parenthood so far is the most magical season of their lives. They are inspiring each other as parents, and their love for one another is only growing stronger. the honeymoon phase for these two just doesn't end. The Baywatch actress feels grateful for all the support her husband gives her. Marriage is different. It's like choosing your family. He puts me first in everything. It's wonderful to wake up every day and know there is someone who thinks about you before you think of yourself. That's eventually what you want. Someone who loves you like a hug, she said. This power couple overcame obstacles. Their age difference, distance, and their different cultures could have been an endpoint for them. But there was no barrier that could keep the couple apart.
It was kind of an instant thing. Knew once we locked in together that I had a partner for life and a teammate, someone I could walk through the good times and the bad times with, and that was the key.
They are now growing a beautiful family, and we cannot wait to see what they have planned next. Let us know in the comments below what you think are the biggest difficulties a couple can encounter. As always, thank you for watching. Be well and be kind.